Yeah, so this girl was found, like many owls we find essentially during the slow season, during the winter and fall, on the side of the road. But she's finally done all of her passes. She's passed her mouse school. She can hunt, she can fly. She's ready to go back. Yay! Yay!
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Funding for this program comes from the Robertson Family Foundation, seeking to effect positive change throughout the Roanoke Valley and Smith Mountain Lake areas of Virginia, and Friends of the Blue Ridge, which makes Blue Ridge communities even better through funding from its iconic Virginia specialty license plate. They're not the rich and famous. Their profit comes not from the thing they sell, but the good they do. Our nation has more than 1.5 million nonprofit organizations that employ 1 out of 10 Americans, providing services that otherwise go unfulfilled, and keeping our communities connected when all else fails. But nonprofits often lack the tools to properly promote themselves, to inspire more donors and volunteers and clients to their cause. That's where I come in. I've been in the nonprofit world for 25 years. I connect nonprofits with marketing professionals who donate their time and expertise so that, at the end of the day, these life-giving organizations can do more, do better, by creating more, that's right, buzz.
There is a 3-acre nonprofit in Roanoke County, Virginia that may be among the most biodiverse in the world. On any given day, animals from nearly 300 species call this place home. They arrive abandoned, neglected, abused, near dead, but they leave either rehabilitated to return to nature or as ambassadors to help teach that most troublesome species of all, us humans, how to better live with them. On today's episode of Buzz, we will not only feature this amazing nonprofit, but provide it with some pro bono marketing resources that, like the animals that are cared for here, are absolutely wild.
So I'm Chester Leonard. I'm the Executive Director of the Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center. My folks actually started this Wildlife Center back in 2002 out of the back of their home. I always like to joke with folks and tell them that I went to college in 2001. My mom got the world's worst case of empty nest syndrome and replaced me with an entire wildlife center.
He's been here for about 3 weeks.
Humans have an obligation to care for these creatures since we're the ones most likely to cause them harm through habitat destruction, global warming, or accidentally striking them with your car. By caring for these creatures, Chester says, we in turn are caring for ourselves. Songbirds and bats eat mosquitoes and insects that transmit diseases. So too with snakes that prey on rodents.
Very, very, very small Carolina wrens. So we can compare that for wrens specifically. They have a little arrow and like 2 little dots on the bottom of their tongue, and they have a very distinct sort of cheep noise.
If we continue down this path of not caring for our planet, not caring for our wildlife, you're going to see things get a whole lot worse, whether that be the disease spread or just, can you imagine just raising your children or their children's children in a world without the wildlife existing anymore? Imagine being 20 years from now and be like, well, we used to have this animal here, it no longer is here, and you have to describe to them what it looked like or what it used to be. And unfortunately, we deal with endangered and threatened species here all the time. There's a much larger need for wildlife rehabilitation across the country and the globe. What we're doing here, it's offsetting some of the issues caused by humans, but by and large, we need to actually have a bigger facility to serve more of the community, serve more animals. But with that, we also need more money to do it. As a small nonprofit, you know, we're always asking for money and donations, but to do an even bigger good, or greater good in the community, we need to actually have more donations come in. Because as you can see, 20 years ago, a couple hundred patients, last year almost 3,000. And the demand keeps on growing every single year. Fortunately, we're here to kind of offset some of that change, and hopefully, we'd like to believe at least that we're making a significant difference in this world.
The Wildlife Center accomplishes this mission with 14 paid employees, 18 interns, and 65 active volunteers. But whether they're getting a paycheck or not, they're not doing this work for the money.
Our mission is to save native Virginia wildlife, and we do that out of the kindness of our hearts. We don't do this for the for the money. It's very low pay. We do this because we love it. We love saving these animals. We don't receive any federal or state funding. We only get a couple of grants a year, and the rest is through community support. However, the community really rallies around our cause because they see these animals and how they're in need. It's very rewarding work. At the same time, it's very hard work. But at the end of the day, we're here for the animals, we're here for the community, and we ultimately just want to save as many lives as we can at the end of the day.
The nonprofit's biggest fundraising event of the year is a gala called Night Owl on the Town, held in September at Hotel Roanoke. In an effort to give Night Owl on the Town more buzz, I needed a marketing pro who is wild about animals. And that, of course, meant Carrie Cousins, Vice President of LeadPoint Digital in Roanoke, Virginia.
So I'm super excited to be helping the Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center this year because they bring together two of the things that I love, which are animals and marketing. Being able to tie these two loves into one project is a dream come true. The need that they have with this event promotion is important. This is their biggest fundraiser of the year and really goes toward their mission. That being said, promotion can be hard, right? You know how little you sometimes see about something before you actually do it. So our goal is to take a multi-pronged approach and really put together lots of different marketing pieces so that hopefully people get a good bit of knowledge about the event and get their tickets early so they can come out, support the animals, and even meet some of these ambassadors at the biggest event of the year for the center.
While Carrie started hooting about Night Owl on the Town, I returned to Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center to learn just how wild it can be to stay stocked and staffed to care for nearly 300 species on a moment's notice. Each year, the center spends more than $100,000 on food alone, which doesn't account for the chickens and rabbits donated by Virginia Tech to feed its bobcats, nor the mice required by raptors. The center also accepts venison from hunters so long as the deer haven't been shot with toxic lead bullets.
In addition to having all the food on hand, we also have to have a vast knowledge of what's going on with these animals because unlike in domestic medicine, we have cats and dogs, we only have a couple different species to worry about. Here you have to have a vast knowledge of their dietary guidelines as well as their physiology and of course their anatomy.
As for treatment, the center is led by veterinarian Karen Thomason, who spent 28 years caring for dogs and cats in her small animal practice in Floyd County, and now cares for a whole new host of creatures, such as this baby fox whose mother was shot and killed.
He's been here for about 3 weeks, and his leg's been splinted for that long.
His neighbor shot the mother and ended up having to, then they convinced them to catch the baby that was left over because, you know, it wasn't going to survive on its own. And so we don't know if he got hit by a car and went into the trap or if the trap, you know, did something that, you know, hurt his leg or anything, but okay. He's had x-rays. We have an x-ray machine here, which we are very lucky because a lot of centers that are this small don't have an x-ray machine.
Mm-hmm. Now, before coming here, had you ever treated a fox before?
No, I hadn't. Like if we're able to release her, it'll be a really big win in her. If she had been in the wild, it would never have healed. And so to bring something that's in danger of dying, you know, she would die normally if nature would just take its course. But of course, cars aren't nature. You know, there's so many things that people are doing to interrupt their lifestyle, and so if we can give a little bit of that back, you know, it's just a very satisfying feeling.
This is a wood duck, so you're used to seeing the mallards usually at ponds or lakes or things like that. These guys are really interesting. They nest high in cavities in trees, and they actually jump out of the nest boxes with their mom and sort of plop on the ground and then follow her places. So most of our ducklings are found because they're just separated from their parents either by a road or some other like man-made obstacle can get in the way, or sometimes they just can't keep up with their parents when they're walking around.
He's looking really good, and we'll keep him until tomorrow so he can get his final medications as head trauma prevention. And then as long as he still looks great in the morning, he will be released.
So most of this group came to us because they were building a pool and they got flooded out of their home. And then I think another guy was just found orphaned way too young up top above his burrow, at which point reuniting these guys is pretty much impossible, unfortunately. Their parents won't come up and grab them and drag them down, and we obviously can't dig up their den and put them back. So most of them actually have been with us since they've been eyes closed, where we've been feeding them 6 times a day. And now they're finally eating fully from a formula bowl and a lot of greens, so we're able to come out and set them up outside and get them used to being out here. They'll be out here for about 3 weeks, learning how to dig, learning some natural foods that will come in place in here, and learning how to be outside groundhogs before release. All right, so honestly, we actually have no idea what happened to these guys. So some people had these guys living on their land and they were watching them and having great delight in, you know, these fabulous little guys existing and being predators and doing what they're supposed to do. But then they noted that actually 2 kits had died, and so they were wondering what was going on. Did they need to intervene? So they decided that, you know, 2 kits had already passed. Something was wrong. The parents weren't coming back. Something needed to happen to them. So they went ahead and they set out traps, and they trapped all 3 of them and then brought them to us here. So they're going to be outside for a while. We're going to get them started on some live prey training to teach them how to hunt, so that way when they go out in the wild they will know how to do that and they won't be floundering and starving. So they'll be out here for about 7 to 8 more weeks learning those hunting skills and growing up into full foxes before we're ready for release.
Turtles are one of the most important species we take care of here at the Wildlife Center. They're threatened in Virginia since 2021. Their numbers are depleting rapidly due to habitat loss, vehicle strikes, but one thing people don't realize is there's actually an active wildlife smuggling ring here in Southwest Virginia where these turtles can go for about $2,000 a piece on an Asian market. So it's very important that we take care of these turtles. In fact, they're one of the most important species we're taking care of here at the Wildlife Center. First off, it takes about 7 to 10 years to reach sexual maturity, so when you remove an adult turtle from the population, you're really hurting that population growth. Therefore, every turtle's life we save here is immensely important.
Some animals arrive at the center as orphans, too young to care for themselves. These require special treatment, so they don't get habituated to human help. Unlike this bobcat, who was illegally kept by a human and became so domesticated, there didn't seem to be much wild to him at all the day we visited before his transfer to a new home in an Oklahoma zoo. Indeed, masked up to protect it from our germs, we posed more of a threat than the bobcat.
Oh, this is going in the episode.
But bobcats are no pussycats, as we learned the day these 2 orphaned feral creatures that had been carefully raised by Chester's team were being released back into the wild.
Damn.
The Wildlife Center's ultimate goal for all the animals it cares for is to nurture them back into the wild, and we were fortunate to be present for many such releases.
So we are releasing a beaver that we've had in our care for I think a little over a year now. She came to us from the Blue Ridge Wildlife Center because she was found orphaned and brought to them, but they didn't have the facilities, I believe, and we happened to have a place for a beaver.
Beavers are a unique species in that we actually have to socialize with them quite a bit when we first get them, especially if we have a second beaver, because they are known to get depressed, get very lonely, they can stop eating, and in extreme situations they actually can die from their depression. So beavers and otters are the two species that we actually interact with on a regular basis. We'll talk to it, play with it a little bit, feed it. They actually need that kind of companionship and camaraderie.
As far as the facilities go, when they age up, we got a 10,000 gallon pool, galvanized that they can't chew through, and the rest of her enclosure had to be concrete and really sturdy because if you have any kind of wood or plastic, they're gonna chew right through that. And then today is her big day. She gets to go live in this beautiful pond in this really secluded property where the owner's gracious enough to let us release all sorts of things here. So we're really, really excited for her for that.
As a big-time supporter of the Wildlife Center, nothing makes me happier than them coming back to the wild.
Yeah, so this girl was found like many owls we find essentially during the slow season, during the winter and fall, on the side of the road. So typically if we find an animal on the side of the road, they were probably hit by a vehicle. Most of the time these guys suffer from a lot of ocular damage, from broken bones, all sorts of issues from being struck by a vehicle. Luckily, she didn't have any ocular damage, she didn't have any broken bones, but we did notice that she had a wing droop, which says, hey, something's wrong with my wings. But she's finally done all of her passes. She's passed her mouse school. She can hunt, she can fly. She's ready to go back. Yay! She's very angry and biting my face. She's like, I'm ready.
All right, so hey, on the count of 3, we're gonna set it free. Is everybody ready? Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All this hard work is over in a matter of seconds.
Great job.
Thank you all for coming out. There's juveniles, however, there wasn't enough food in the woods, not enough mass, that is, to sustain them through the winter with a late release. So we had to keep these guys to the spring. And as you can tell, there's 5 of them in there, and they're all ready to go. Sometimes our staff does such a good job at rehabbing them, they just don't want to.
There he goes.
But other animals aren't fit to return to their natural homes, so they become ambassadors for the Wildlife Center. Whether through visits to schools, college classes, retirement communities, or here at Big Lick Brewery, these ambassadors offer lessons to us humans how to better coexist.
So this is Beatrice. She's one of our 2 bat ambassadors that we have here at the center. Beatrice is really sort of too old to release back into the wild where she would have a good quality of life. Bats are actually fantastic. You know, these guys are eating all of those mosquitoes that we hate. So they're getting rid of that population. They can eat upwards of, I think it's like 25,000 mosquitoes or more a night. And since these guys can live in colonies, you know, you have a colony of 25 bats eating that many mosquitoes a night. That's a big dent in that population of those mosquitoes. In a broader scheme, these guys actually are really good at eating agricultural pests as well. So there is a beetle that preys on, I believe, corn and wheat and other plants like that. And so it's a major agricultural pest, but brown bats, big brown bats, love them. So they can actually keep down those populations, and if farmers encourage bats to be there, then they don't have to spend money on pesticides to get rid of those. Yeah, and then of course in Mexico and Texas and in those areas in the agave plants, they are actually specially evolved with bats so that bats pollinate them. And so that's how we can get those agave plants, meaning we can get things like tequila. Without those bats, those plants would not be able to be pollinated and they would die.
So someone called us and she had been reported by someone that she knew, and that was the right move because she had found these eggs in the woods and she decided to bring them home and incubate them.
Okay.
And then they hatched and were owls, and she decided to just continue raising them. And so she was feeding them by hand, just like this every day, which causes birds of prey to imprint on people really, really fast. It can happen in as little as a few feeds to a couple days. So she had been raising these guys for about 16 days by the time she got reported. And by then they are permanently imprinted. It's not reversible. So that's the only reason we're able to interact with these guys the way we are. Any normal raptor species or baby, we would be masked up, we would have gloves on, we would not be talking. But since these guys are imprinted, they are going to grow up to be wildlife ambassadors.
So what's an ambassador going to do?
So ambassadors help us teach people about wildlife, where people get to see them and interact with them in a way that's safe for the people and for the animals. So we can tell them all these cool things about owls without them having to go out and harass their local wildlife to see it themselves.
And there are programs that we start in schools, and schools ask us to come in, and with the young children, we get the young children to understand that you don't do certain things to wildlife. You don't approach wildlife. You don't take eggs from the wild. And
Well, until coming up here, I'd never seen a bobcat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd never seen a fox up close.
There's all sorts of stuff I've
Never
learned.
seen a screech owl.
it makes you have a different appreciation for them when you actually see
Yeah.
them.
Definitely.
And once you realize it's out there, you're way more likely to see it in your own life, like going around, or notice things that point to the fact that the wildlife is around out there.
And not just see it, but respect it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's our whole goal. Because rehabilitation does a little bit to help these guys, but educating people can go a really, really long way.
Chester, I have so enjoyed getting to know Southwest Virginia Wildlife Center and all the amazing work that you do here. And when I started thinking about your mission, animals, animal rescue, and when it came to providing the buzz for this episode, there was really only one person that came to mind in terms of animals and animal lovers, and that was Carrie Cousins with LeadPoint Digital. So I am thrilled that she is here, and I can't wait to see what all she has produced to help your nonprofit get more buzz. Yeah.
I was excited to do this project, and I'm really happy to show you some artwork that features Chessie the owl to get people excited about the gala and excited about the ambassadors who will be at the gala.
That's right.
So we started with a realistic looking owl, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually built off of one of your images you sent me of Chessie.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, so this is actually Chessie. So then I took Chessie and I digitized her and got her gala ready.
I love the little purse.
So she's not like in full gown, but she's appropriately dressed for the gala.
She's got the purse, she's got the pearl necklace.
Oh yeah, definitely dressed to the appropriate for Hotel Roanoke.
That's right. I feel she's to the nines, right?
Oh yeah.
And so then what I did is I took Chessie and kind of created this little campaign of creative that we can use on yard signs, on postcards, on social media, and I've even got some billboard markups to really get you excited about the gala. So I'm going to show you those as well.
I'm already excited.
So starting with a postcard or a piece of collateral for people who are your human ambassadors, as a who are you inviting campaign to get them, don't just come by yourself, bring your friends, invite your family. With a little bit about what to expect at the event, and the back will have a QR code on it that they can scan.
That's wonderful. I love it.
Then if we talk about yard signs, so let's take those same ambassadors and do stick in the ground signs that their neighbors will see, people passing by their homes will see. Same idea, who are you inviting with the QR code.
I love it also because it's such a unique sign. People are going to see that to catch their eye. It's going to make them stop and do a double take and be like, what is this about? I mean, that's fantastic.
Well, and Chessie is just so striking on the signs, like the yellow eyes, like just trying to pull it all together, like feels like it will really make people stop and look.
I love it. I love the animation. It's fantastic.
Then we've got another version for it's going to be a hoot.
And it is.
And so again, for people who maybe aren't your ambassadors, but where you can put collateral that will be a different style of collateral, you've got both messages. I can also see converting this messaging for your sponsorship pool, and it's going to be a hoot, donate for the silent auction.
That's wonderful. I love it.
As we go through and look at how it might look in a billboard type scenario, and really a little bit darker, a little bit moodier, but if you drive by that, it's going to stand out.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, people can drive by that, they might get in a wreck. It's going to blow their eyes.
And you've got the second version of the billboard, which is a little bit more, she's staring right into your soul, right?
I mean, it really grabs your attention. It's fantastic.
And all of these images we can put together, mix and match, and do them in a variety of shapes and sizes and for different types of collateral. We can do posters, we can do social media, and we can pull it all together so you've got a unified campaign over the next few months leading into your event.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, if I'm driving my car and I see these out there, it's going to make me stop. It's going to pique my interest. It's going to, I'm going to want to know what's happening, what it's about. And I love the idea of getting other people involved too, and getting them to share the idea of the gala, invite their friends, almost challenging them to come out and experience what we're all about. I love it. It's fantastic.
Wonderful. We can't wait to launch it and get it all out on the street for you, and we hope you have an amazingly successful event this year.
Oh, it's going to be a hoot.
Awesome. And we do have one more little surprise for you.
Okay, I like surprises.
It's not anything you can see yet, but we are going to refresh your website for you.
Yes. Thank you. That's wonderful. It is so outdated, so I really do appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem. Like, I went in there and I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? They deserve it. Like, let's get them a website that matches their presence and the work that they're doing.
Thank you. You're amazing. You two are wonderful. Thank you so much.